Morning everybody, just at holding point Bravo 1 for runway 24 at Fairoaks, beginning of my journey back to Bellegarde near Geneva today, and you can see me just about. It's a nice day, we're going to get going any minute. Just do the magneto check right now, and up to 1,250 about. Go down to right magneto, yes, we're good. Up, left magneto, yes, we're good. Both on, power back, brake off, rotor brake. The controls were quite heavily loaded here, so I'm just about managing to do it up here with all this stuff. Okay, I think everything is good. So trim is okay. Instrument 000, set at 1019, which is the right number, and we're on the right frequencies, and I think we're ready to go. Fairoaks, Foxtrot Juliet, Victor Yankee uniform, lining up, pre-rotating and taking off on 24. Right, ready to go. And the pre-rotation, get a bit of clutch in. And we're rotating. A few more revs. And we're at 130 back. And up 170, 190, 200, 210, and away we go. And fairly smooth, not much cloud, low cloud anyway. And we're going to take a turn to the left. There's no one in the circuit, so okay, we're just knock the turbo off, and we're good. Farnborough radar, Foxtrot Juliet, Victor Yankee uniform. Farnborough radar, Foxtrot Juliet, Victor Yankee uniform. It'll be too high here, I think we'll just sort of top out about 1,200 feet for the moment. We're in Heathrow, just on the edge of Heathrow, controlled airspace. So we're going to turn right a little now. Farnborough radar, Foxtrot Juliet, Victor Yankee uniform. I'll bring back the revs a bit to 5,000. We can't speak to them. We're going to try London. Bring the revs back a bit more. Get it to 5,000. And that's about fine. Okay, Farnborough radar doesn't seem to be awake. So we will call London information 124-600. Okay, and straight ahead is the old Wisley airfield, wartime airfield, unfortunately closed for a long time now. Nice long runway. They used to bring the wings here for and assemble them, I think, for bombers in the Second World War. Okay, let's go to 124 600. London information, Foxtrot Juliet Victor Yankee uniform.
Foxtrot Juliet Victor Yankee uniform, London information. Good morning, pass your message.
Yeah, good morning. Just departed Fairoaks, currently over the VOR at Wisley, on a flight plan for Le Touquet. I am one person aboard, a Mike 24 Gyrocopter, and currently at 1400 feet.
Yankee uniform, London information, thank you. London QNH 1019er, squawk 1177 with no Charlie, basic service.
1177 squawk and 1019. Thank you very much, Yankee uniform.
Yankee uniform, where do you intend to coast out for Le Touquet?
Yeah, I'm going to coast out just to the west of Leeds Airport.
Yankee uniform, thank you. If you could report west of Leeds.
Report again?
Report as you coast out, please.
Yeah, will do, Yankee uniform.
Foxtrot Yankee uniform, for your planning just to the southwest and northeast of Lid, are the danger areas 044 and 141. Danger area 044 to the southwest up to altitude 4,000 feet.
Okay, so altitude 4,000 feet when I coast Yankee uniform.
As long as you're above that, that's the only altitude the danger area is up to.
Okay, so above 4,000, yeah, Yankee uniform, thank you.
At this point, I decided that I would like to fly over my house. So did a quick 180 and flew back towards the house. It was I'd literally only passed by, but I was talking to the London controller as I passed by. And you can see just beyond the lakes, there is a row of houses, a private road where we live, and I thought I'd just circle the house, which I am about to do. And in fact, one of my neighbours heard me and sent me a text, which I received yesterday evening when I arrived home. Anyway, so I'm now circling. And I'm not sure the family will be up to watch me, but I thought I'd circle anyway and then return to my route. It didn't take very long, and I thought it was quite fun to do. So now back on the route and back on track, heading for the coast at Lid, the UK coast at Lid.
And Foxtrot Juliet Victor Yankee uniform.
Yankee uniform, London information, pass the message.
Yeah, are you seeing me on radar, Yankee uniform?
Foxtrot Yankee uniform, we're a non-radar unit, I'm afraid.
Okay, not to worry. Thanks a lot, Yankee uniform.
Foxtrot Yankee uniform, London information.
Foxtrot Yankee uniform.
Yankee uniform, just spoke to Gatwick Approach and they've seen you on radar. I just can't do it myself.
Okay, Yankee uniform, thank you so much. I'll stick with you, and I'm going to heading towards Sevenoaks and then making a right turn towards the coast. Sorry, do you have my flight plan, Yankee uniform?
Would you like it to be activated?
Yeah, please. Sorry, I forgot to say that. Can you activate the flight?
Problem, just confirm your airborne time.
Airborne time was 601 UTC.
Flight Yankee uniform, thank you. Flight Yankee uniform, your flight plan has been activated.
Yankee uniform, roger, thank you. I got caught up there, didn't say very much, but we're now flying dead pretty much east. We have to just stick, we're on the edge of lots of controlled airspace, so we're just running parallel, roughly, north of Gatwick controlled airspace, and we are heading dead into the sun at the moment, so we're heading east. We're sort of just gently climbing about 1900 feet. I'm limited to 2,500 feet here, so I don't want to go too much higher. And then we will make a right turn towards right-ish turn towards the coast, and now we're going to go head southeast roughly. But we have to get past this Gatwick airspace first, and we've got a good speed across the ground. Our speed across the ground is pretty quick at the moment. We're doing 105 miles an hour across the ground. Means we've got a bit of a westerly at the moment behind us, giving us a bit of a push. So all systems go.
So at this stage, I unfortunately forgot or pressed the wrong button, and we have pictures of me crossing the channel as opposed to video of me crossing the channel, which was not very clever. I apologise to viewers for that. This is the beach at Boulogne.
We are now for the 2K somewhere. There we go. We're at 1,400 feet. We're going to turn into a, when I see the runway, right hand downwind, and the actual circuit is entirely clear to me because it isn't marked anywhere, which is a bit ridiculous. And there's the 2K straight ahead of us, and there's the runway. How nice is that? Reduce height a bit because we are a bit high to get into circuit height. Foxtrot Yankee uniform turning right hand downwind. The 2K Foxtrot Yankee uniform right hand downwind.
Foxtrot Yankee uniform number 1, report final runway 31.
Number 1, report final runway 31, Foxtrot Yankee uniform. Very nice long runway, and we are going to got loads of space here. Just going to go out a bit here so we can turn. Foxtrot Yankee uniform final 31.
Yankee uniform runway 31 cleared to land, wind 280 degrees 6 knots.
Foxtrot Yankee uniform cleared to land.
Yankee uniform first left when vacated, contact ground 121.755.
121.755 Yankee Uniform. Foxtrot Yankee Uniform, runway vacated.
Yankee Uniform, taxi to the ramp at your convenience.
Okay, whereabouts would you like me to park, Yankee Uniform?
Whatever is convenient for you.
Okay, I've had to seek customs, so are they somewhere near the sea?
Say that again, say again your request.
Douane, ils sont où exactement?
Qui ça, excusez-moi?
Les douanes.
Oui, excusez-moi. Les douanes, c'est devant le terminal. Vous voyez un DA42 qui est bâché devant le terminal?
Non, je connais pas tout votre aéroport.
Le bimoteur, the twin engine in front of the terminal, which is covered. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can, yeah.
Okay, you can park just to the left side of it.
Yeah, I parked to the left side of that. Fantastic. Foxtrot Yankee Uniform. And I need to get some fuel, please, avgas.
So I arrived at the 2K to find that the weather about 30-40 miles in front of us was complete fog at 600 feet ceiling, so it was unflyable. And I actually met someone from my club there from Bay, Aéro, and he and I looked at the weather and both decided we couldn't proceed. So we stayed there for about 2 hours, and then I started up, having refueled, and was sent to the holding point, only to be told that I had to wait, and it might be a long time. So after a few minutes I switched my engine off, and at least 10 planes landed in front of me. The engine had got quite hot while I was doing this, so I, as I say, switched the engine off and waited. In fact, waited 30 minutes, and in doing so, changed the battery on the GoPro and forgot to plug the cable in for the mic. So unfortunately, the next bit of video is without my mic sound, which is a little irritating, but you're going to have to make do with the voiceover. So here we are, heading out of the 2K, asked us to go south along the coast to a place called Burke, was another airport, small airport, and then turn left south of his sector all the way down until eventually I got clear of his DMA. A couple of things worth noting on the flight. For time to time you might see that blue Gyrocopter t-shirt over my iPad. It's when my iPad gets a bit too hot. I cover it up to stop it frying and stop working. I have got a spare one. I always carry two, just in case one conks out. I've also obviously got paper maps, but it's a lot easier to navigate with an iPad on SkyDemon than it is with paper maps. And you also notice a book on my right hand side, and that is the book I make up every time I go on a long flight, and basically I print out the briefing packs from SkyDemon and I put them in a clear display folder, and I find them very useful. Particularly useful is information with all the radio channels that you need and stuff like that. Just a useful thing to have. You also might notice my new sunshades, my Koga sunshades, Eventually, our third time of trying, Koga managed to get them to me, not their fault at all, but USPS, United States Postal Service, managed to lose 2 lots, quite incredible, despite them being sent express and priority. It didn't make any difference. Anyway, we've now headed south in the film, and we're now going basically towards our destination, having been asked to fly along the coast to clear the TMA of Le Touquet. So the next video is of fields, lots of them. France is a very agricultural country. And you can also see the remains of the fog that we had that stopped us really, or stopped me going any further. It's just about lifting, but still had a ceiling of about 2,000 feet to start with, and then it moved up a bit. So I'm on my way to Cezanne, Le Remy, where I'm hopeful that we will get fuel. I had an email saying it would be there. We shall see when I get there. It's just a strip in the middle of the country. And you can see me using the blue t-shirt a lot to cover up the iPad, which was overheating at this stage. So the next part of the movie was 2 hours of flying, looking at exactly the same scenery, which was very boring. Basically fields, miles of fields upon fields upon fields, just all the same colours, the same way, the same thing. So I decided to take my scissors and cut most of it out because it was crashingly boring. So anyway, we're just about to arrive at Cezanne Le Remy, which is a strip in the middle of the country, surrounded by nothing, surrounded by the same fields that we see here, and where I'm hoping to get some fuel. They've got a UL91 petrol pump here, so hopefully there's going to be someone here for me to fill it up with. And I'm just getting to the position to land at Cezanne Le Remy, and you're going to see various different maneuvers. It's a very bumpy field, this particular runway, no smooth tarmac, so you're going to see a reasonable amount of shaking, I would say, as we land here. I have been on the radio trying to talk to people, but there was no one to talk to either. So I've told Paris information that I'm coming out of their circuit and joining this one. And now you can see me lining. There's 2 runways. One's a sort of lighter one and one's a darker one. I decided to go for the lighter one. Not sure in hindsight if it was the best one to use or not, but that's the one I chose. And here we are coming in for a landing. It's a nice wide strip, and we're just about to touch down any moment. Let it float. There we go. So slightly bumpy ground to taxi over. Wasn't quite sure where the taxiway was, so just decided to, there was nothing happening here, nothing on the radio, so I decided just to go straight across the second runway and hope no one was going to land on it without calling over the radio.
So, had a few interesting issues. We weren't able to take off first thing this morning from Le Touquet because of fog, and then the second stop, Cezanne, where they said, yeah, we'll have fuel for you. There was no fuel. In fact, there was no one apart from a glider guy. and he didn't know anything about it. So I had to do an unplanned stop. So I flew from Cezanne to Troyes, Barbarie.
Fox Alpha Golf, rappelez en vue de Prunet, à Prunet de l'activité vol à voile.
Troyes, Barbarie, and there I could
Alpha Golf, rappelez en vue de Prunet, à Prunet, il y a de l'activité Tanner.
There I could only get UL 100, i.e. avgas, normal avgas. So we're running on avgas at the moment, and make sure we don't use any of that for the moment, and hopefully we'll be all right. So I'm flying with my left hand, which is interesting, and we're now on the way from Troyes, Barbarie to Bellegarde, just outside Geneva, where I hope everything will be all right. That is where I live for most of the year, in this in the Gyro, and then I've got a 2.25 hour drive back home. But luckily, someone's going to drive me because I'll be absolutely knackered. This flight is about 2 hours and 15 minutes, about, I hope. And I thought we had wind with us, but we don't have much. What else was I going to say? It's been a long day. So I started at 7 o'clock this morning. It's now 3:45 French time, which is 2:45 UK time. So I've already been on the road for nearly 8 hours, not flying all that time, but just waiting around. Just a nightmare. When we finally got off, sorry, and the other thing is, at Le Touquet, I had about a 25-minute wait at the holding point because there were so many aircraft arriving, and the truck controller didn't seem fit to slot one in. Eventually he did, but it was really aggravating. Currently at 3,000 feet, I'm going to move now and show you the controls. There'll be a bit of clicking and clunking while I do that. There we go. And hopefully you can, sorry, when I get myself sorted, see what I'm doing. 3,000 feet. We're pretty much absolutely dead on heading. I'll make this a bit bigger. We've got, oh, how long have we got? It's saying we're going to arrive at 16:42. 16:42, and that is UK time. So it's now 14. Something's gone wrong. 14:42. Just going to turn this off. That's right. Sorry. It's now 14:42 UK time. This is set to UK time. So basically 2 hours, and we will be there. So that is 5:45 French time. Right, hope for the best. See if we can get a bit more speed going. I've run out of batteries, so another thing to do is change the batteries on my... Right, so we're sort of kind of nearing, we're not far away, we're about 70 miles from our destination. I have to say that I'm quite tired, quite a pretty kind of
Écho Roméo,
river.
Écho Roméo, infotrafic dans vos 9 heures pour 4 nautiques gauche-droite, un IFR 2500 pieds bas en montée, 1000 pieds en dessous de l'eau.
Ouais, c'est copié pour l'Écho Roméo et on souhaiterait débuter la descente.
It's very busy.
Reçu
Echo Hotel Golf Kilo, be advised that there's some gliding activity on the mountain south of your position.
Echo Hotel Golf Kilo, aware of the gliding. We also have alarm on board, so we're looking out.
Sure.
And we're nearly home now to Bellegarde. We have got a couple of little mountains to go past and we will be there. Just coming up to a rather nice little airport called Oyonnax, where I did lots of training. It's one of those places where you can do circuits and not pay anything. We're going to descend now. We're at 5,000. I want to get to 3,000 to cross over the airfield. Then we can see what the wind's doing. See down there. I think we're going to have I think coming out of the sea. I'm fairly certain the wind is coming out of the south, so we'll be landing from the north. It's quite beautiful here, and sort of...
Mike Sierra, le planeur sud de votre position, 4700 pieds en montée.
Over there is Geneva.
Voilà, 500 pieds plus bas pour l'instant, et il doit être en virage à forte inclinaison.
Just over that hill is Geneva.
Yankee uniform, are you descending now?
Foxtrot Yankee uniform, yeah, this is home territory for me, so thank you very much. I'll switch to 123.500.
You may leave my frequency.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. It's really pretty spectacular around here. Lots of trees. Not a great place to land. There's a bit down there we could land, but it's all a bit difficult for the next 5 minutes. So we've made it from England to virtually Geneva. So I think hopefully the engine will go on a little longer. We'll just go down here. Avoid this village. Don't have our noise. And just over this hill here, a bit further, you're sort of Geneva over there basically. Can't quite see it, but we're very, very near Geneva. In fact, we are just on the edge of Geneva airspace. We're actually in it, so I have to reduce height going down through this valley here. We're going to follow the motorway in a minute. We're going to the main A40 motorway which goes towards Paris. We're going to catch up with it in a minute. This is where I have to switch to French because at my aerodrome here they do not speak English, so we will have to go to French. Bellegarde, Foxtrot, Juliette, Victor, Yankee, Uniform Auto. Je suis 5 minutes de l'installation pour l'intégration. Lose a bit of height now, and go this way. Right, 3,500, so we can go a bit faster now. Don't want to lose any more height for the minute. Get a bit bumpy here through this little turn. And yeah, we're doing good. What we're going to do is to cross over the airfield at 3,000 and then work out which way the wind's coming from and get into the circuit. Watchful here because the circuit height is 2,300 and sometimes you get aircraft taking off and coming towards you, so have to be a bit careful. Now we can drop a bit more height. You can see the runway, which is good. So we're going to cross over now and come back again. If you look right, you can see runway runway 18 rather, straight ahead. And we can fly over and we can see which way the wind's blowing. Now we'll stay at 3,000. Come up. Any more height? We'll be in the circuit. We don't want to do that. So we're going to overfly. If we can see the windsock, what it's doing. Foxtrot Juliet Victor Yankee Uniform. Je suis vertical installation à 3000 pieds pour un atterrissage sur 18. Foxtrot Yankee Uniform. Bellegarde, Foxtrot, Juliet Victor Yankee Uniform, tour vent arrière 18.
There now follows probably what is the worst landing I have ever made. My excuse is that I've been sitting in this seat most of the time since 7 in the morning, and it's now 5:30 in the evening, and I am truly and completely and utterly exhausted and was very keen to get down. So I apologise to all of you for my dreadful, dreadful, dreadful landing that you are about to witness. Watch this space.
Yankee Uniform tour base 18.
What will become obvious to everybody is that in this landing I came in too fast and also too high on final descent, and hence the problem.
Foxtrot Yankee Uniform, final 18. Foxtrot Yankee Uniform, backtrack sur 18.
Well, as you saw, nearly ran out of runway there, and I can only put it down to tiredness. And anyway, I got back safely. It was a hell of a long day in the seat. I took off at 7 o'clock UK time, 8 o'clock Swiss time. Landed at 5:33 or 4 in the afternoon, and was mostly in the seat, and that is a long time in a gyro. Anyway, I got down safely. Something to think about next time. Try and slow down, calm down, and land properly. I consumed 139 litres of fuel for 7 hours of engine running time, and roughly 20 litres an hour. And I finally made it, and that is actually all that counts. So there you have it, 7 hours flying time reduced to a 41-minute video.